everyone, and welcome to the RPGeeks. We are four science communicators doing Dungeons and Dragons set in the sci-fi world of Braxigantu. So what we're going to do today is we're going to play some D&D, and we're going to talk about the sci-fi concepts about things that come up in the game.
She's nailing it today, she's
I
absolutely...
wasn't reading. I was in a different order. I was like, oh, I was supposed to say something about Braxigantu, sci-fi concept, something, D&D, something.
Dungeons and Dragons and Science.
Dungeons, Dragons, Science. That's kind of our deal. We're going to introduce ourselves. First of all, my name is Sharmini. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a science video maker. Today I made a cool video about hidden civilizations in the Amazon. Ooh. It's all very cool. So much
Human civilizations?
So cool.
Yes.
Oh.
This is why one of the YouTube comments just said aliens.
Aliens? Did you see someone worked out? Do you remember a couple of episodes ago? I just made up some ones and zeros for Infinity Speaking Binary.
Oh yeah.
To the little guy. Someone's worked out what it was.
What was it?
And it was like something. Hang on, it's something to do with like crimson or like the.
No.
And I was like, oh my goodness! And
they were like, you just made up ones and zeros, and it actually turned out to be something.
I went like 111 and I think it's this one. Hang on.
Like a code?
I'm going to find it really quickly, and it's going to be fine. No, I'm not.
Who is this amazing person?
Someone else introduce yourselves while I find it.
I was fully expecting you to say that you just made up some digits, and it turned out to actually be like the name of a town in Poland or something.
It's not like that much, but it is like I did make up. He was they. Sorry, I assumed. Hang on. Here we go. So after listening to it dozens of times, this is from Mariano Skoll, I think is how you say it. So after listening to it dozens of times on half speed, I got, and then all of the numbers, which in ASC2 or ASCII, I don't know anything. ASCII is RS-weird bracket S, with RS being a record separator. I also tried the same, but 16 bits each, same thing, to hex, yes, which is Unicode for V, and then the Chinese letter for or like symbol for crimson. So yes. I guess you could argue she talked about a crimson V.
Hello.
It's like, which would be oddly specific and out of nowhere, but hey, that's still more sense than I'd have guessed for just some random bits. And yes, obviously I did do it on purpose, and that there is a lot of meaning in that.
Are you sure we're not being like year 9 English teachers reading too much?
Are you saying I don't understand binary and didn't automatically know how to say crimson V in binary?
I would never. Were we introducing ourselves, by the way?
Simon, who are you?
Oh, hello. Yeah, sorry, I got straight.
My name is Simon. I use he, him pronouns. I'm a science media person. This is the last live stream that is taking place from my house.
Simon HQ,
because Simon HQ is moving. Simon HQ, as I of course like to. That's what my address actually is. It's Simon HQ, my street.
You've blocked yourself now.
Moving house. Everything is moving out of here on Saturday, so enjoy it whilst you can, people. And I made a video today. Well, I wrote a video today, almost finished, about Team C's, and this has been the hardest video I've ever had to write.
Again.
You were talking about
wait,
that,
are you being nice
about you've got some opinions about them.
It's not Team C's, it's the Interceptors and the Ocean Cleanup, which is one of the organisations they're working with. Yes, Simon, the Interceptors.
Did you?
Yes, that sting is going in the video. But it's been a very, very hard project to write because there's so much to talk about, and yeah, very tough. But that's what I do. Emily Bates, what do you do?
I'm really good at binary. I know her pronouns. I'm not good at binary, and I make science videos. And today I was working on one all about a new Doctor Who exhibition that looks at the science, the real science behind Doctor Who. Yeah, that was cool. Ali.
Sort of science communication. Yeah, I mostly do stuff about genomics now. That's kind of my jam. A lot of genomic based stuff. And what was I doing today? I was actually making I was working on a video for an event. It was like a promo video. It's very corporate-y. Anyway, it's a bit soul destroying. So a bit of a departure from the science video that I normally make. But
only happy, Ali. You're only allowed to be happy.
That's the feedback that I get, like on my emails. Ali, I like what you've done with this video, but the video is incredibly lugubrious. You must be happy.
As the person who normally records the VO for you, excuse you.
your VO is like,
it's in the
ecstatic
editing.
by
The
comparison.
sorrow comes through in the editing. You can just
it's all in the pauses. And then just like music, which is just under the point of hearing. You're like, I feel sad. I don't know why.
No, it's that low frequency, unsettling sounds you were
I feel
telling us
sad
about
and terrified.
several debriefs ago. Check out on our TikTok. We've got clips.
I feel haunted by this video.
So that's us. That's who we all are. Now we're going to start off with the DnDebrief, which is diving into a specific bit of science, something that's inspired by. Well, it's inspired by something that happened last episode. But in order to really understand it, you have to understand Emily's character. So can you
glowing,
explain
wonderful,
to us?
giving to her friends.
Oh,
okay, stop.
I love it.
Keep going.
No, not that one. I mean, of course, Infinite Sky 6000 serial number.
Infinite Sky 6000, our lovely terraforming droid robot thing. I will come up with a droid is
Droid,
right? But I just always say terraforming robot droid robot thing. But she's so great, and she can wild shape, which in D&D terms is when a druid shifts into an animal, and there's different rules for wild shape. I won't go into them, but basically at low levels you can become some pretty cool animals. Like I can become a panther, for example. That might come up. And then I'm terrified. But Infinity is a robot, so I sort of started off thinking like, oh, shape-shifting into animals. Now if Infinity was a human, we'd have to be looking at things like cuttlefish and octopus, and what were the other things we came up with? Oh, the weird owl. There's an owl. Sam, do you want to tell us about this owl? Because I didn't know about this owl until about 20 minutes ago.
It is called a white-faced scops owl, which goes from looking. I'll do a human impression of it. It goes from looking like this.
Excellent. This is good for the podcast. Simon currently looks like the inside of his book cover.
And then to looking like this.
That is
I don't know
what a transformation. That's unreal.
I am simply imitating what this pictures of it look
one
like.
Meme
For a second, I saw the owl.
That was someone meme it, send it to me so we can put it on the Instagram so that podcast listeners can go to our Instagram and at RPGeeks D&D.
It's like that Pokemon Daito. Just perfectly imitated it.
Yeah. Have you got a Ditto in your Pokemon stream?
We've caught a Daito, yeah.
Oh, cool.
We spent most of the last stream grinding it up against Pidgeys, but we did catch a Daito.
Stop what you're doing. Apologies. Right, okay. But Infinity is a robot, so it doesn't matter. What's the closest thing? Well, what's a robot that can transform into other things? Transformers! Yay!
Robots in disguise.
So basically, have I just been watching clips of Transformers? Yes. And
terribly scientific.
Yeah. I'm just going to talk about the plot of Transformers. So, Shia LaBeouf. No, but I was like, okay, but how far off are we of actually having like transforming robots? And like there are transforming robots, but there is nothing like Transformers, especially at that scale. But even at small scales, it's actually really, really difficult, it would seem. And basically, I think with Infinity, it's all going to come down to, for the sheer level of variety that she can do with her wild shape. Like she can become a little rat or she can become a panther. It's got to be nanobots. There's just going to be no way around it.
Not where I thought this was going.
Where did you think it was going?
Well, I don't know, like Transformers.
So are you saying that basically Infinity is actually fluid, and just so happens because like if you had a bunch of nanobots all working together, that is a fluid that just sets in a certain position.
1000, isn't it?
Exactly what I'm saying.
Like
basically,
Constable Odo.
She's just constantly in this one configuration, but really can just completely like that's my noise of Infinity changing into whatever it needs to be. And I guess that kind of has weird implications because obviously wild shape it's turned into an animal, right? But technically,
why
you can do that. Why can't I turn into a vacuum cleaner and be like, I'm a vacuum cleaner?
Because Infinity is one with nature and is all about terraforming and creating creatures.
Presumably you don't understand the concept of a vacuum cleaner either.
Probably not, actually. Have we seen a vacuum cleaner? Are vacuum cleaners real?
No, this world is filthy. It's incredibly dirty.
No one ever invented the vacuum cleaner.
Yes, we're there, so that's...
The knowledge was lost, Simon. Like, it has been invented.
So basically, while there's nothing like even remotely close to Transformers, for example, at the moment. Scientists are they're trying really hard at the moment. And I like where they like draw inspiration from. And I was like reading papers and like looking at videos, and they're all like, oh, a plant when it unfurls its petals, or insects' wings, and protein assembly, right? And basically in terms of a sort protein assembly is, I like protein assembly. I haven't wrote anything on it, so we're not going to talk about it. But there's sort of 3 different kinds of what's the word I'm looking for? Hang on, what is the word I'm looking for? Like self-reorganizing robots that are out there. So there's chain, lattice, and modular configurations. So a chain is kind of the one that's based kind of on protein assembly, right? So it's a long string of things that can then rejoin, and you get things like SnakeBot. And there's this cool thing that NASA are funding where it's meant to go on the moon, and it's like a long chain of things, but it can also like eat its own tail. And then it becomes a rolly thing, and then it can roll, and then it can slither when it needs to. And that's what's really nice about, like, you know, robots that can change shape, because we're really good at making a robot that can do one specific job really, really well. So like you look at like, I don't know, a rover, for example, on Mars, it's very good at drilling into the ground, but you couldn't ask it to, you know, I don't know, build a tower or something. It has nothing that can do it.
So like swarm bots.
We'll come to swarm bots. They're in lattice. So they sit in the lattice part of it. It's all right. Don't worry, honey. I'll forgive you. But the idea that, you know, we've got these really good robots who are really good at things, but they can only do this one thing. You know, in the future, that's not going to be probably what we won't design a robot just to do one particular thing. It will be
this harkens back to what we spoke about before when it came to humanoid robots, which is that actually, like, by trying to make something that is general, you're just making a design that is way more difficult, kind of needlessly. Like, you're not going to design something and not know what its application is going to be. You're going to design something with a specific use in mind.
Well, hold up, but that's a really teleological way of thinking about it. It's as though you always knew exactly what the thing that you were trying to do was before you constructed the thing, but that's not true.
So the main things they talk about are things going for like exploration of planets, where you don't know exactly what's going to be there. And so there could be different obstacles to overcome. Right. There could be, you know, a thing you want to pick up that you never thought you would have to pick up before. But if, you know, you can rearrange your robot, you know, from afar, then that's great. And, you know, we're talking Infinity, obviously, she's powered by an AI, basically. And that kind of brings it onto the swarm kind of thing. Because there are swarm robots where an AI controls like thousands of robots, one AI setting off like thousands and thousands of robots to all go do different things, or bring them all together and then create one like mega structure. Yes. And I just think that's really cool. And that's basically what I think Infinity probably is. She's just one AI consciousness, if you want to call it that is controlling all these different like sections from like one centralized location, which just so happens to be within her. But, you know, at the moment, when it's not within, it would be a computer separate. And I thought that was quite cool that she's basically a swarm of.
But does that mean that, because isn't like a key issue, I'm making this up now, but I would assume that with swarm bots and anything like that is basically it's like a slime mold in a lot of ways, right? It's one type of thing which can join together to make a variety of different things, but what it lacks is it can never reach the level of specialization that cells which have basically spent ages becoming really good at one thing can do. So the thing,
jack of all trades kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I didn't really read into anything about that, but yeah, I think that does make sense. You know, you're never going to be able to be doing, well, it would take a lot nanobots wise to be really delicate and really good at like anything like that. But yeah, I mean, in general, I mean, especially the ones they've got now, right? There's like, you know,
when
they
they've
literally
got one now, like what kind of
to be a different. So you've got there's
in the
there's
lab or in the real world?
Labs. These are all labs. None of if maybe someone is using one somewhere, but I've not seen any other than Bristol Robotics Labs are doing quite a bit with modular robotics, where like they send they 3D print a robot and it gets built all by this AI, and then the robot goes out and does some stuff in like this little test bed. And if it can't perform the task, the AI goes, oh, cool, we can't do that. And then it has an internal world, like a virtual world version. And it adds an extra thing on, tests out in the virtual world, then 3D prints it, sends out a new like modular version of it. And it's this like evolving robot kind of thing until eventually it can solve the problem. And there's no human input being put into that. That's all done through like trial and error with these 3D printed things / modular bits being added on. And that's pretty cool. But then there was one I read about, which is called aquatic dominoes, which I thought was cool. They're little modular aquatic robots, and they're just little blocks. They're about size of a pack of playing cards kind of thing. And they all have their own pumps so they can swim through the water, but then they can also all join together and then become one big and like all align their pumps in a certain direction to all like push the group together. And they're sort of one of the perceived like uses of this would be the blocks could say it was like underwater rescue for something. Say someone got trapped in a cave and they didn't know where. They could send all these blocks out and they could look and try and find the person. And whichever block found them, then all the other blocks would just go to that one, create a giant block that the person could then like hold on to and then be taken out. So it's like this kind of spread out and then come together, which I just thought was really nice. And nothing to do with wild shape, but I just thought it was quite.
I've just tried to find a like what you were talking about with the aquatic dominoes. The top result, however, has completely sidetracked me. It's the most dominoes toppled underwater by the Guinness World Records.
Excellent, love that.
I am just trying to get a number. Bear with me, I'm at the front lines here.
I didn't say the snake robot for the moon has one of our weird acronyms. Who would like to guess what they've maybe called? I'll tell you what the name is. It's called Cobra. What do you think the acronym stands for?
And it's lunar specific.
It's yes, but the name doesn't necessarily reflect.
I think robotic array are the last two ones.
Neither correct. What does the moon have lots of?
Just
cheese.
For C, beginning with a C.
Cheese.
Oh.
Yes, it's cheese. No, it's not cheese.
Cool.
But they might send
Craters.
the robot. Crater. It's crater observing. Bio-inspired rolling articulator.
It's a ball. It's a ball that's painted to look like an animal.
It's not. It's a snake that can turn into a little ball.
Awesome.
Is it just snake or ball? Is that those are the options?
Wheel or snake is basically
snake or ball?
Snake
or
ball?
Snake or ball. We're all out of ball.
Snake or ball?
It's gonna have to be snake. Oh no!
Common choice for everyone: snake or ball.
The most dominoes toppled underwater is 11,466. In case people were wondering.
Is it really shallow water?
What's the most
tidal
above water?
Most
above
water. Guinness.
Water.
Any non-water situation.
Dominoes in the sky.
Most dominoes. Let's see.
Flying dominoes.
The most dominoes toppled in a circle is 89,995.
I reckon we can beat that.
Achieved by Marina Hall in Abu Dhabi.
Just Marina Hall. No help. Just her.
Well, it does say it's in association with His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Sultan bin Khalifa Al Nahyan.
He probably didn't help though, did he? Like, let's be honest.
It says an association with.
Just don't know. Yeah.
There's this one Saudi prince and this one what sounds like British lady just being like, right, and then one. We've been here for 8 years. Apparently, they also went for broke. Like that beat the previous record, by nearly 14,000 dominoes. You could have just gone in the same pattern and gone for one more, but they were like, no.
No. But imagine like doing one more and then being beaten like 4 months later by someone who just did one more. You would want to like that. It's got to last, that record.
Yeah.
Do you think they bought out the whole like stock of global dominoes?
But that's only in a circle field. So I don't even think that's like you could. I'm waiting for the Guinness World Records website to load.
Domino
in a circular field.
Yeah, so I assume it's like a crop circle. Like when they're all toppled, it's going to look like a crop circle.
Yeah. Can we find a Guinness World Record that like is really that we can do? Is there a D&D one we can do or a science one?
Please, if we do a D&D and science one, then maybe we'd have a shot.
We could do the. I don't know. I don't know.
The most dominoes toppled by an individual. So I assume this means it's not just one person pointing.
Maybe it's just a pile of dominoes all stacked together.
Setting them up. Oh my god, they set them up themselves. Yep. It's a lady called Liu Yang who set up dominoes. I'll just tell you how many. 321,200 dominoes between the 23rd of November and the 31st of December. So over a month of just putting up dominoes in 2011.
Imagine if you sneezed.
And it was a part of the New Year's Eve celebrations aired by a Beijing TV station on the 31st, which is why it happened. But imagine if like one of them just like falls and doesn't knock the next one.
Oh my god, yeah, the tension. That probably cut years of her life.
Oh my god. I'm stressed just thinking about it. And anyway, Infinity Wild Shaping. There's not much more really to say other than the robots, they're getting there. Also, nanobots. Is that what I thought of this not that long ago? Is that what Tony Stark's suit is made of in Iron Man? Because they all can like reform, right?
The last
only in the last two Avengers films.
Last two Avengers, because that's when they all reform and then they can go. I remember.
It's like it's nanotechnology. Do you like it?
So that's what Infinity is. She's basically a giant, real, sentient Iron Man suit. But there was an interesting thing because I did type in the science of Transformers, as in the film, and they were sort of saying how it's really interesting because they would release a lot of heat when they transform, and that's one of the big like factors slowing it down. And I was just trying to think of a way that like Infinity could do this rapid shift, because it is, in a D&D terms, it's an action, right? So she can just go
I'm sorry,
that.
what?
Can I? Sorry, I had no idea about this, by the way. Seeing as I was looking at Guinness World Records, like, do you know why it came into being? The Guinness Book of World Records.
So who's Guinness? Why? Yeah.
Why was it Guinness?
It's the brewing company. It's Guinness.
I knew it was the same company.
Yeah. So basically, the managing director, Sir Hugh Beaver, side note, lol, went on a shooting party, and after missing a shot at a golden plover, he became involved in an argument over which was the fastest game bird in Europe, the golden plover or the red grouse, and he is the plover. That evening, whilst at a fancy house...
Has Guinness World Records verified that, though? Because it's not just him being like, oh, yeah, it's actually...
Make sure you put in the book that the plover is the fastest. That evening, he realised that it was impossible to confirm in reference books whether or not the golden plover was Europe's fastest bird. He knew that there must have been numerous other questions debated nightly among the public, but there was no book in the world with which to settle arguments about records. And he then realised the book supplying the answers might prove successful, and then a Guinness employee recommended some university friends who'd been running a fact-finding agency in London, and they were commissioned to compile the book.
Did everyone else always get a Guinness Book of World Records for Christmas?
Oh, God, yeah.
Well, it was like the internet before the internet was the internet.
Yeah, I loved it. It was like always on our coffee table.
Yeah, pre-internet meme.
And there was always the woman with the really long fingernails.
Oh, it was. I think it was an Indian man who had this kind of rolled up fingernails. I remember that.
The most tattooed man as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And then they always had the picture of the tallest and the smallest. And they were the only ones people looked at were the weird ones.
Yeah.
And I wonder what else is in there. I haven't read a Guinness Book of Records for years.
I mean, pretty much name anything and it's bloody in there, probably. Like, hang on. Most cockroaches hold in mouth.
Oh, no.
That's got to be in there.
Why are you looking that up?
Yep, that's in there.
How many?
16.
Oh, do they have to be alive or can they be dead?
Yep, they're alive.
Oh.
16 Madagascar hissing cockroaches.
You would assume that person owns a lot of mouth, like stuff in mouth records. Right?
I thought it would just be like, owns a lot of mouth.
If you've got a big mouth and you don't mind putting shit in it, like you would just be like, I'm going to go for all of them. Yeah, Simon.
Yeah, you probably would. I mean, it's like a unique selling point.
We have we'll just reference chat here because we did have a suggestion for what we could win, which was most etymological definitions included in a non-language related podcast.
Yeah, or most tangent points in a single podcast.
Fun fact, but Bates mentioned snake eating its own tail earlier. Does anyone know what that is technically called?
It's circle.
Yes.
It's an Ouroboros.
Ouroboros?
Ouroboros is the name for the snake eating its own tail, which comes from the Greek from tail and devouring. So it literally is just tail devouring.
Because that's the benzene ring, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the dream he had, where he imagined a snake. He had a dream, supposedly, of a snake eating its tail. And went, it's a ring!
Oh. No!
It's an example of auto-cannibalism.
Nope.
Wow!
You mean in real life?
That's a broader thing. It's like when you eat your
stuff.
nails and stuff like that. That's an example of auto-cannibalism.
Is it? That's not like...
All right.
List of auto-cannibalism incidents on Wikipedia.
What? There is no...
You've entered the WikiCast.
Okay. Let's do this. If you're finished, Bates, let's take a
So
break.
basically, nanobots, I
Come
think.
back.
Oh,
Stop trying to hide from your
hide.
fates.
I want to talk about dominoes more,
Hide from
Ali.
the consequences of my actions.
Can I take back?
Well, I'm going to hold my action until after
take
this
back my
break,
type
and then we'll find out the
Ew.
consequences of it. So we'll be gone for just a couple of minutes, and we'll be back very briefly. Chaos is about to ensue, everyone. Grab a drink. Don't go anywhere. See you in a bit.
Hey.
Hi everyone, welcome back.
Ali definitely wasn't terrifying us just
He
before.
just said, you can all
We're
die
fine.
as well.
Anyway, have fun.
Everything's fine.
Car door closes.
It's like Ali's just dropped us off at football practice, being like, there are black widows in the spider here, in the grass here. Anyway, have fun. Clonk drives off.
Skids away around the corner.
So
Okay.
we're here to play some D&D. Everything's gonna be fine.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
We're here with episode 28 of our
27.
adventures. Huh?
27.
27.
I wrote down 28. Oh, I can't even do math.
Let's all hope we make it to 28.
27.
Oh, Ali,
Right,
stop.
27. Oh,
This is the penultimate episode. I said so in the notification, therefore there must be another episode after this.
So what we're going to do is we're going to introduce our characters for you before diving into the adventure, which will be fine, and everything will be fine after last
Totally
week's
fine.
hanger.
You're totally fine.
Fine.
Let's go.
Okay, go first. I'm playing Tenebris. Tenebris uses she, her pronouns. Tenebris is very cool, like drow sorcerer in 5e. She's from another planet where everyone is sort of like drowy. And the sorcerer stuff, that's weird. Not everyone on her planet is like that. She's got these like friends that give her weird powers, but also she can talk to people's brains, but people don't like it, so she keeps it hidden. And I'm worried that this might be a problem for this episode. Yeah, Simon.
Don't let your friends die.
Hello, I'm Simon. I'm playing Uriel. Uriel uses he, they pronouns and is a dwarf monk in our reskin version of 5e. In our gameplay is a cybernetically enhanced human with a barcode on the back of their head for Skittles. And that just leaves the one and only Emily Bates. Who are you playing?
Hi, I play Infinite Sky 6000. She's the one we just talked about with Wild Shape. She's she, they pronouns. And she's terraforming a druid, and I love her, and I don't want her to die. Ali.
Excuse me. I'm Ali, I'm the DM, but you may call me Fate Weaver.
We need to get a t-shirt with Fate Weaver written on it.
Let us weave our fates together as one. I was trying it out. I don't know if it worked. Anyway, roll the thing. So, where were we?
Alive!
Still alive. We are in the midst of the wild festival of the Jour des Sorciers in the town of Lansdowne Port on the planet of Braxigantu. Now, our party, our three misfits, are looking to get off-world, but the Alliance governors of this place have tightened security, so you have arranged passage with a kind of shady, maybe, organisation known as the Undertow. But your trip is expensive, so to pay for it, you've taken a job escorting a package for one of the rich and powerful of Lansdowne Port. And you must escort it through the great Fey festival that's going on in the town right now. The package, it turns out, you found out, is in fact a cage, supported at all four corners by suspensors bobbing slightly about 3 feet off the ground. And in this cage, an old woman, dishevelled, filthy, with greasy matted hair all hanging down over her face. And this whole time she's been raving and ranting in strange and disturbing ways. So, to smuggle this caged woman through the festival, you threw a tarpaulin over her. And then, Infinity, you grew pink flowered vines all over it, disguising it as festival goods.
Festival
stuff.
A delivery, but make it festival.
Pretty. Make it blend. Will it blend?
Will it blend?
This party edition.
So, hopes high. You set out with your employer, or at least the person in charge of this operation, Obadiah Hogg. Except it doesn't sound like that. That's just what other people call him. He sounds like Obadiah Hogg. And his 2 security guards, Bubba and Fang. Bubba and Fang.
Do they talk like that, or are we making that up too? Bubba and
Nope,
Fang.
they talk like that. You've talked to them. And you set out into this madding throng. Right now, you are stood in the road with multi-story terraced buildings rising on either side, all supported on stilts and pillars over the shifting mud and rivers below. People are crowding past you. Past you? They're crowding past you in both directions. Gaudily dressed, faces painted, shouting, dancing. There are a few vehicles and loads like yours, but they're spaced out along the street. And above your head are floating fey creatures that are flitting around. You can hear people in the crowd calling out to the fays and the fey gods to come and visit unto them. It's wild. Now there's all sorts of stuff happening around you. If you want more detail for something in particular, ask me. We'll go into it. It's totally fine. But for now, you have come to an obstacle. You're on one side of a short bridge that crosses over one of the many rivulets running through the town. And on the other side, you can see 5 members of the town guard, the Water Watch, spread out evenly in the road, checking the passing crowds for anything suspicious. Your route leads you through this checkpoint. Infinity. Huh? Yeah?
Yes.
In an attempt to draw the guards' attentions, you transformed into your sleek, robotic panther form, skin all strewn with stars, and you charged one of the guards, swiping at their face, although trying not to hit, apparently.
I will. Well, having since my gut reaction, I will still be a panther. I will do that. I can do a pounce attack, which is if I can move at least 20 feet straight towards a creature and hit it. I have to be able to hit. I have to hit it. They must succeed on a strength saving throw or get knocked prone.
A strength saving throw against what?
DC 12. And if you would allow me, I would like to try and knock them off the bridge into the water.
Okay. So
can you knock them one over, like one into the next, into the
Dominoes.
next? Like, and then it'll fall in the river like an aquatic domino.
What we'll call that a push attack, right?
Sure.
But in your panther form.
Yeah, it says make a claw attack to do it. But I have to hit on the claw attack before I can even attempt the strength save or anything.
Okay, perfect. So in front of you, you see these 5 guards lined up across this bridge. All of the crowd sort of snaking past them to and fro. You tense your muscles and dive towards the one on the further side next to the edge of the bridge. Make your attack.
I tested all my dice while you were doing the intro, and I didn't roll above a 6. Okay, here we go. +4, 10.
You leap towards them, but you're confused by all the different people walking back and forth and hurrying past you. You make to swipe for this purple-robed figure, but you aim at another person instead. Another flash of purple distracts you, and you miss them entirely, and you've jumped right past them. You're now stood just on the other side of them. They turn to look at you. What y'all doing? What was that?
I want to keep charging. Once I've missed, just keep going across the bridge.
Hey, do you see that? The guard that you dive towards turns towards their friend. Do you see what just happened there? The other guard turns back to them. Yeah, these people, they get all hyped up. There's no telling what they're gonna do. You could roll an intimidation check if you wanted to.
If you would let me, would that be Panther stats?
Yeah.
It's pretty similar to Infinity.
Panther stats sounds like an NPC name.
I thought for polymorph you use the animal stats.
Oh yes,
for
mental
shape, you
stats.
use mental,
You're right.
your own mental stats. So intimidation would be.
I think you are. It does. I mean, it literally
depends.
won't make a difference. By it's -1 or -2. So
oh no!
It's either 11 or 12.
Oh god.
Yeah, I think, I mean, it's 12 if it's Infinity stats, it's 11 if it's Panther stats. But she'll keep going and, like, try and tuck under the bridge. If I can get down. I don't know if I can.
Right, yes, so you can absolutely go off the side of the bridge. Underneath you are the kind of alluvial flats of the mud surface, and as the tide has gone out, there's rivulets of water running through it, mucky water, but there is mud underneath it. You could jump off the side of the bridge and rake into the wood and metal with your claws and try and grab onto it, but that would need an athletics check as well from you. And
no, that's silly. I shan't do that. I'll just keep running across the bridge. I want them to chase me. I'm just going to keep going.
You can see that as you've gone past them, the guard looks confused, but not shaken exactly. They're still looking back towards you, but they're holding their ground.
How fucking weird is this event that a giant glowing panther attacks you and your men, and they're just like, wow, that was weird. Anyway,
in which
better
case,
keep an eye on these people.
I will just then turn around, see that they have not started chasing me, and just trot back towards them, but like a leisurely trot. Just a pad as a cat. Just pad. And I'll just walk past them.
Not stealthily, nothing like that?
Not stealthily, no. I'm just gonna, just like pad.
Okay,
and a pad, and a pad.
Make a performance check.
Are we saying Panther or Infinity?
If it's a mental stat.
You can do it as Infinity.
-1. Oh, that's a whole 5.
You're trying to be... You're trying to give off the air of being kind of blasé and a bit... Yeah, I do this all the time. I jump around, I make merry. But as you're walking past them, you can see that they've realised something's not quite right. They turn to each other. One of them looks towards you. Hey, you. You stop right there. We'll leave you for a second, Infinity. We go towards the back of the car. What I'm going to call it the crate now, since that's what everybody sees, but inside obviously is the cage, and you can hear, if you just listen carefully enough, the ravings of the old woman inside. At the back of this cart, Uriel and Tenebris, you stand. At the front, Obadiah, Bubba, and Thang are standing, and they look tensed and ready for action. You can see one of the veins in Obadiah's head throbbing ever so slightly, the muscles of his forearm rippling around his 6-foot teardrop hammer. So, Tenebris and Uriel, what are you doing?
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but did we not have like a 2-stage plan where Bates was going to try and distract them, and then Shamani's friends were going to try and speak to one of the guards?
Well, I could also distract. Okay, I will, in character, I will whisper to Uriel. I will peer around the crate, see this going on, and whisper, they don't look very distracted. They look like they're just having a conversation now. I was going to try and also distract them, but I don't know what to distract them with, because now they're not leaving. They're still there.
Could you make the one that's in charge think they see someone like, most wanted on Braxigantu in the crowd or something?
Only if I know what Braxigantu's most... I could make them see like a riot of people.
Yeah, that'll work. They got to go and deal with that. That's like their job.
Well, what if they're... Okay, I will try, but I don't know. Does any of the people on the bridge look more in charge than any of the other people on the bridge?
Make a perception check.
Oh no.
Would it be better if I had looked to see which one was looked in charge?
I mean, inevitably, because
it's not a high DC, but you do have disadvantage, so you are blinded by this light.
You can do it.
I can't fucking see anything,
It is now about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so the sun is high and scorching down on you.
12.
12. Well, it's not a high DC.
Not so bad, yeah.
So the first thing you notice is that there are 5 guards all spread out across this bridge. There's one in the centre, who, although they are slightly shorter than the other guards, they still wear the same looking outfit. However, you can see that they have a shining, you can see a shining gold and black star emblem on their top.
Okay. There's one with a star shape, like a badge, special badge.
I mean, that's got to mean they're in charge, or there's some multiple or something. It probably means they're in charge.
Okay, I'm going to try this. Ali,
That Ali was such a...
Ali.
I need to, be able to, focus on this and kind of, basically, because in D&D 5e terms it requires verbal and somatic and material components, it would be relatively clear that I'm doing something. Now we're in a big crowd and no one's looking, but would you allow me to try and stealth cast? So roll a stealth check to not look like I'm doing any magic.
Yeah, absolutely. You can do stealth or sleight of hand depending on how sort of bodily you think that this is. But also, given that there's people everywhere, that the guards are already distracted.
Anything, it's not the guards, it's just close by people. If there's someone standing next to me, I just don't want them to be
just there,
you can roll it with
weird.
You can roll it with advantage, given that everybody around you is doing something weird.
Thanks. Okay. That's 16.
Yeah, okay, so you feel pretty confident that you're kind of fitting in fact. You looked weirder when you weren't doing anything.
I'm reaching out. I'm reaching out with my friends to the mind of the person with the star badge, and also to other areas in the crowd, and we are making them see something that isn't quite there. It's almost there. We're using what's sort of in front of them and just tweaking a bit. So I'm picking a small section of the crowd, and making. Let me just make sure I can have sound, temperature, and other stimuli. Yeah, I'm making that person hear a few shouts. I'm making them see. This is all within a sort of 10-foot cube, so it's not a huge patch of crowd. But they're starting to see sort of more movement, shoving, maybe the glint of a knife or some other weapon, and it looks like
hysteria. Let's go.
In terms of chat of opportunity, is this something that would happen biologically if your brain, how your brain fills in gaps of information?
Oh yeah.
Is it something like that where actually based on what it was expecting to see, to be around?
Mass hysteria is a real thing when people start experiencing things and everyone else is like, oh my god, I feel it too.
I mean, what you could definitely do is you could interpret someone's actions as meaning something different. So you could see someone who's having a religious experience and think that they were actually summoning everybody to riot. That's definitely a thing.
Or in pain because they've just been stabbed and someone else is enthusiastic, but you kind of...
Yeah, I love it.
And in D&D mechanics...
I'm casting Phantasmal Force. By the way.
Okay, tell me what it does.
Single creature target has to make an intelligence saving throw.
Alrighty.
Come on, don't be a member of fucking Mensa.
Oh, it got a 16.
Damn it!
It's a good roll.
Saves.
Nice, are gonna be good.
You reach out. How does this look from your perspective? Are you reaching out both hands towards this person?
Yeah, I'm kind of staring at them and kind of wiggling my hands about weirdly, like I'm trying to do something very fiddly. Let me just.
It doesn't look like they've seen you.
No. No, that is correct. So I think what I'm not sure about is whether if it fails straight off, I'm not sure whether the illusion appears, because if they fail and then make an investigation check, they can kind of figure out that it's not real. But
Okay,
I guess my
read out
question
the
is,
thing. Read out the whole description to me.
It's quite long.
All right. The longer you take, Shamini, the longer we stay alive. So I am all for it.
No, we've got to do this.
You craft an illusion that takes root in the mind of a creature that you can see within range. The target must make an intelligence saving throw. On a failed save, you create a phantasmal object, creature, or other
that's if
visible
the guard
phenomenon.
fails its save, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he succeeded, correct?
So he succeeded. So does he
Yeah,
know
so I don't
anything
think
about
he
you?
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Might
you reach
feel
down.
something though. You
You feel your friends, you feel the link starting to be connected between you and the mind of this figure standing there in the center, corralling these people. And the connection breaks, torn apart by all of the strange competing mental signs and signals going on around you. As that's happening, Infinity, feel a hand on your tail.
Oh.
You stop right there. Come back here. And you feel yourself pulled back
I'll turn
towards
round.
the two guards.
That's so rude.
Now, what are you? Are you Fae? Or are you real?
I'll tilt my head.
What do you think's going on? I ain't rightly sure. Hey, Captain, we caught this one. She's got a strange
Can I
look.
please start like brushing up and being like on one of their legs?
How tall is Infinite Panther?
It's a panther. Like it's a big cat.
But it has to be big enough for it to take two people's weight, right? So it has to be bigger than a regular panther.
Big. It's medium beast. It should have probably been the same size as a regular panther. But let's
Make
Yeah.
a persuasion check.
Oh, so much charisma shit. Bollocks.
Come on, I believe.
10. No, wait, I added rather than took away. 8.
Oh no.
You press yourself up against the guard, but you're much stronger than you realise in your panther form, and you almost knock him over. Jeez, oh my God, Captain! What do we do about this? There is aggressive force being shown by this here animal towards me. It ain't answering my questions. What are we to do about it? I say we take it down to the station. You listen to me.
I am
Robert.
going to claw the back of the guard and then run.
All right.
Oh.
Roll an attack. So we'll call this a surprise attack, even though it's not massively surprising.
I mean, it doesn't need to be. I got a 21.
21!
21. Well, roll damage. That hits.
It's not a big damage. Well, maybe if I roll well, it is. 5.
Hold up.
And then I can't disengage or anything as a bonus action as a panther, so I will just charge in the other direction. And
God.
Well, before you do that, you're going to have
shoot
to
you in
roll
the
initiative,
crowd.
as is everyone else.
Wait, but we're not involved in this. This is between the cat
but you
and the
should be able to-
guards.
It's all right. If you choose to become involved, you'll know where you stand.
Right, come on, baby.
Now you roll well. 15.
Son of a gun. So turn it to Bob Ross then. 9. Uriel.
11 for Tenebris.
Oh, what's this music?
It's tense, is what it is.
No. I don't know if this is. This was.
No, I think this is a good call. I think
Just
this was
gotta
the...
get them. We've just got to get them away from the bridge by any means
Yeah.
necessary.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Yeah, like.
Okay. Let me just do a little bit of more rolling here. Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay, so I'm gonna charge away. Hope that they, at least a big chunk of them, follow me,
Yeah, we can take the rest.
and then hopefully hide because panthers are good at hiding.
Could you not wild shape into like a rat?
Yeah, I do. But I don't want to use all my wild shapes necessarily because I can use it
Yeah.
for my starry form if we get into like a big fight, which is really strong.
Okay.
Okie dokie. So, the first person to react as you swipe at the back of this water watch down the back of their purple robed figure. The captain, it seems, of this posse of guards turns towards you. You there. You're breaking the law. You're gonna come with me.
You're breaking the law.
Oh my god!
You see.
Your stolen goods are forfeit.
He pulls out of the pocket of his waist what looks like a baton. And it goes... telescopes out. And now it looks almost like a whip, but at the moment it's completely straight.
I'm sorry, what's your name? Sorry.
And on the end, you see a flickering, crackling field surround the top of this weapon. And he comes towards you.
Oh boy.
Hold right
it
there.
wasn't a home game for a second.
Get ready. Prepare yourself for the long arm of the law. And then, from...
Horrible. This guy a cartoon character.
I'll prepare myself. No, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I am... Bonk. Carry on.
Yeah,
From
Self, can
five-
we get some bonks in Twitch chat, please?
From a distance of 5 feet away, so without coming into your range, he swirls the bottom of the weapon and throws a whip-like movement through it, like a rope being spun, until it reaches the end where this electrified baton is, and it towards you. And
If I wasn't about to
rolls
hurt.
a natural 1.
Yes!
Hey! Happens to 1 in 5 men.
In fact, reaches out and smack, hits one of the people next to you.
Oh.
Well, the police haven't
What?
changed in the future, I see.
My God! Hey, do you see that? Do you see that? I say excessive force! I say excessive force! And you see that person turns towards the policeman, and their friend, this is a gang of what look like halflings, and you can see that they may have been involved in building up some of the set. You can see that they've got mechanical additions to their body. One of them is missing half the skin on the top of their head, replaced with a metal plate. And they turn around as a gaggle and look towards the guards, who seem to be turning on you now. Right, next up,
Right.
Infinity.
If
Okay.
we could start off a socialist revolution on this planet, then
Right. Let's go.
Let's go.
Other people. And I will. I'm just gonna tail it out of there. I'm gonna run through the halflings if I can, like through. If there's like a gaggle of them, I want to try and like slither through. Or cat through.
I mean, everywhere.
But I'm right
People
up
are
with someone,
pressed
right?
everywhere.
So
Yeah, so
my
you want...
disengage is an action.
But you weren't in engagement, right?
I was in with one.
Oh
other
yeah,
guy.
not with the captain. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll disengage and then try and like go through the halflings and just charge. And I've got 50 feet of movement.
All right. Yeah, so you disengage. You carefully extricate yourself. Oh,
Uh-oh.
We've lost Shamini.
Well, that's not good.
Because we'll do a little cut out of podcasts and things.
I'll make a little piece on the waveform.
Ah!
I'm going to edit it with video, so I will be able to see it.
No, don't look. No pictures.
Everyone go. Twitch chat, you see nothing.
Ooh! Oh my God!
Shaman's just like, fuck this, I'm out.
Do this. I can be like,
Fuck this shit,
None
I'm
of
out.
this.
have we
Fuck this
messaged
shit,
her?
I'm out.
Oh,
None
so
this
missing
side?
this.
No,
Oh.
this side.
Sorry, carry on.
No, we can't carry
You
on.
can't
chat.
carry on because I can't see us. Back in 2
Back in-
minutes.
Back in 2 minutes.
Oh, let's just
But
talk amongst
role plays
ourselves.
both characters, Bates. So if you stay on your side of the screen.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh
So-
wait, is it this way? This one's my side, isn't it?
Yeah, lean more. Lean.
Get in there,
There we go.
Hi.
mate. You disengage carefully, using your panther-like dexterity to weasel your way out of there. Weasel, not a great word for that. Oh. But as you're doing it, you see behind you, Tenebris appear from nowhere because I've just admitted her from the waiting room. Is this gonna happen? Will she arrive?
Oh, I thought you were leading into the dual.
I was ready to
the
be
Jekyll
Tenebris.
and Hyde roleplay here.
She may turn up at any point. Right, never mind. Yes.
We're back to infinity.
I'll stay here. Oh, wait, here she is.
Oh.
Okay, let's just pick back up boots, because I'll cut all this out.
Also, we'll need to swap Bates and Sharmony in the order.
No, okay, cameras off. Camera off, Shams, for a sec.
Yeah, that's it.
And then Sharmony in first. Hopefully that's right.
Okay, editing Bates.
And we're back. Next one. Emily here. Emily, back here. Do it from here. Okay, we're back in.
Are you okay, Sharmony?
Yeah, sorry, my laptop ran out of battery.
Excellent.
I'm having issues.
Big battle.
Yep, sorry.
Right.
So, Infinity, in your live panther form, you wiggle your way out of the attack range of the guard standing next to you, and you belt away from the scene of the crime, running into the crowd, weaving your way, ducking, weaving your way through the people, and you make it your full 50 feet of movement. Is that right?
I would like to read it.
Bonus action, anything? No?
I haven't got anything.
Just consider your situation. Next, Tenebris, you are joint in the order with Fang, but I'm guessing you have a higher dex than
3.
Yeah.
Sorry, what did Thingy just do? Infinity?
I ran away.
Not that I can freaking see anything, so this is irrelevant.
But the halfling revolt is a go.
The revolution has begun.
We've had a revolution.
Well, I mean, are they physically fighting?
No, the halflings seem to have squared off
They
against
might be
the
about
guards, and the
to.
guards are a little bit aware that something might go down, but they're a little bit cautious about it at the moment, and they're looking after the retreating form of Infinity at the moment. But this is all happening momentarily.
I am gonna look round. The guard captain is still there, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna look round. I'm gonna hide behind the cart again, and once again start sort of concentrating and wiggling my hands, but this time without looking. And I am going to cast Dissonant Whispers on the guard captain. Hopefully again without drawing too much attention, but I don't know at this point. Wisdom saving throw, please.
That's a 10.
Not enough. Woo! So I think so. It says you whisper a discordant melody that only they can hear. But I think Tenebris is actually just whispering things at them. And
Sing off key.
Yeah.
Me mo mamo. Me mamai.
And she is just gonna sing, "Sorry about the pain. I'm sorry, but you can just try and be good. It can all stop."
In his mind, this man hears. And how much damage do they take?
3d6.
What?
Get it, girl.
Could just fucking explode.
Damage. Let me roll that. That's
Flop headless to the floor. All the other
7.
guards are just like, Jesus Christ!
7 points of psychic damage. And they have to immediately use their reaction, if they haven't used a reaction yet, to move as far as their speed allows away from me.
Which is my way.
They turn and hightail it, running, pushing their way, forcing their way through the crowd, away from this terrifying noise in their head and this figure, discordant figure, a little way away from them that seems to have just absolutely terrified them. They push their way towards the direction where Infinity's gone, blindly groping through the crowd. As that happens, you see the other guards looking to each other, trying to work out what's happening. Next to go is...
It was Bubba, wasn't it? Or
Fang.
It's Fang.
Fang.
Ain't nothing but a
Do your
thing.
thing.
Fang looks towards where Infinity's gone and looks around to Obadiah. What do we do, boss? He's going to hold his turn, wait for Obadiah to give the signal, whatever that may be. Next, we have Uriel and the guards. Well, Uriel, what's your dex modifier?
Dex modifier is +3.
Uriel, you have the drop on them. What are you going to do?
On the guards, I mean, Uriel hasn't seen any of this, is the thing. Cause they're behind the crate.
Behind a crate.
So I felt like Uriel's just will have heard all of this and like stuck his head out and be like,
You've seen Tenebris do stuff though.
yeah, but I haven't seen whether it worked or not.
True.
I feel like.
Nebris is there going, I think it worked.
Hang on. Well, it's one fewer of them. There's still. Hang on, is there still 3 guards?
Load the bridge.
There are still 4 guards on the bridge.
Christ.
How are we still? We're still moving towards the bridge, though, right?
So the way that the crate or the package works is that you have to push it for it to move. There's a bit more to it than that, but for the moment, that's all you need to know. So if you're acting and doing other things, it's not moving.
What? Oh, okay.
Oh well, in that case, I feel like.
Although Obadiah and Babandang can move it for you if you can transfer that message.
Uriel certainly wouldn't do anything like brash, like just open fire indiscriminately.
He would never.
He would never do such a thing.
And here we are discussing it. Discussing how you'd never do it.
I feel like he honestly would probably that's what he'd do. He would hold their turn, observe what's happening, and then hold the action of pushing the cart forwards if the other guards leg it in one of the either direction.
That's good.
Just sort of like
Ready to shove.
ready to push B.
And now we come to the guards. They look between each other. They seem a little bit off balance, a little bit on edge. You see that their eyes cast towards the fleeing, running figure of their captain. Captain, are we coming with you? I guess we're going with him. You, Roger, Robert, you go with the captain. We're gonna stay here. I'm stay here with Sammy. We're gonna keep the bridge, hold the bridge. Roger, Robert, you go.
Robbie and Robert.
Got your name wrong. I'm so sorry, Robert.
Oh God.
Robert, Bobby.
Robin.
Roger, baby. Bobby Booba.
Bobby baby. The two that
Bobby.
on the side of the bridge which Infinity you tried to attack, they push their way towards the fleeing figure of their captain, and when they reach him, you see they turn and say, Sir, what do we do? What are your orders? Are we chasing that thing? Is that what we're doing? Roger, go! You
Bobby
follow!
And Roger are my favourites.
And then
Protect them
the
all.
one who you tried to attack Infinity will run all the way up to you, and it's now standing right next to you.
It's got 50 feet.
Using its action, using that action to run. So they will dash. And when they get to you, you can see hand on the baton by their side, ready. Now we come to Bubba. Bubba is also going to hold their action, looking expectantly at Obadiah. And finally, we have Obadiah. Obadiah looks up, sees the situation in front of them, thinks, alright, looks like there's 2 of us, 2 of them, 3 of us. Dang, you stay here, you help that metal man push this thing, we're gonna get it over. Baba, we're going to take those 2 out. And they run straight towards the 2 guards on the other side.
Not expecting this.
Oh, shit's got real.
Yeah.
Well, you're not expecting this? They're like the bad guys.
No, they seem fine. What are you talking about?
They just traffic people.
Yeah.
A little bit people trafficking.
Obadiah.
But we're people that want to be trafficked. So it's fine.
You're aiming for trafficking.
Is now, so you are, yeah. Okay, you are 20 feet away from these guards. So Obadiah will use their 20 feet of movement to run up and attempt to grapple one of the guards.
Oh, he doesn't immediately go in for the hammer to the face.
Throw him.
This is a contested
Off the
strength
bridge,
check.
yeah.
Obadiah rolls a natural 1.
Oh, Obadiah! Get your head in the fucking game!
Obadiah, natural 1. Nope. So, and the guard, so Obadiah reaches out their huge muscular arms and tries to encase one of the guards in their grip. But the guard pushes their way out, reaches for their baton. What are you doing? There's more! There's more of them! Second guard will attempt to do the same thing on... the second Bubba will do the same thing on the guard. Rolls a 4.
Oh, but no.
Rolls a 15. Again runs up. The second guard pushes them back. And now they're both locked off, facing each other. Breathing heavily as the sea of people move around them, pushing and swaying. And the situation is rapidly spinning out of control. And that brings us back up to the captain. They turn. What are you doing, you damn fools? Can't you see? That's where the real danger is. We gotta man that bridge. And the
How long does
captain...
Phantasmal Force last?
Round. They just use their reaction to
I
run.
Oh no.
No, it did damage, and they have to use their reaction to run.
The entire rest of the fight, you just see them running in the distance.
Captain turns back and belts their way towards Obadiah, the most obvious threat.
No.
Takes out their whip-like lance.
No.
Goes for another hit. Rolls a 5.
Yeah!
Hits
Bad rolls.
Obadiah, and in fact, it actually wraps itself around Obadiah's chest, but bursts out of it. Is that all you've got, my friend? Looming over this almost diminutive figure now.
Obadiah, fucks.
Obadiah.
Now we come to Infinity. Infinity, you are in melee range of one of the guards. There's another one of the guards who's stood about 20 feet behind you, and you are 50 feet away from this ensuing brawl.
Oh shit! What do I want to do? No, I'm just gonna turn around. Oh god, I can do so little as a panther. It's good. I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna try and bite the guard next to me.
This is the same guard that you slashed at.
I would like to say I would like to non-lethal if I do a lot of damage.
How do you non-lethal bite as a big cat?
You
like
can
bite his arm off or something, not his head.
The blood loss, not my fault. That's Doctrine of Double Effect right there.
He didn't die from the bite.
I will say that you can blood loss if you do bludgeoning. You can do non-lethal damage if you can work out a way that it's bludgeoning. If you're actually just biting someone's face off, that ain't gonna work.
I'm not aiming for the face. Okay, I don't want to kill him. In which case, I'm not going to go for him.
No, as in if you can justify it, justify it turning like a way that a panther would attack someone in a bludgeony style fashion, then you can have it. You could nut them.
Nut him with my face instead. But it's just not. I don't have an action to do that.
Could you not just swipe but not have your claws out?
I'm just going by the what?
We'll allow it.
Have your swipe but not have your claws out like a cat would play.
Yeah, the bite's stronger is the only reason. So shall I roll the claw attack rather than the bite attack?
No. As long as you can justify it, within the kind of roleplay, it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I'm not going to rules law you.
Okay, hang on. How about if I bite him around the neck, but instead of piercing, just apply pressure and try and choke.
Lovely.
Ouch.
I love
Which
it.
is why
Yes.
consent is important to everyone in certain matches.
Stone cold.
Ready?
Yep.
It's really good. 22.
That definitely hits. Roll damage.
6.
6 is exactly what you needed with an almost inaudible.
Oh no!
The last thing they hear is as they collapse to the floor,
And then
unconscious.
I will charge back to the bridge with my 50 feet. Get next to the captain and be like, meow.
Hey!
God, what is that? What is happening here? Now we come to Tenebris.
Looking around again, oh, this is not working.
Actually, before we do this, charging in that direction, Infinity would take you straight past another one of the guards.
Yes, do.
So you will take an attack of opportunity from them.
Go for it.
That's cocked. That is a 14 plus
Hits.
7. So 14
Plus 7?
No, plus 3. 14 plus 3 for 17.
It's still
numbers.
Still 100% hits.
Excellent.
It would hit Infinity as well. Infinity, the Panther, whichever one.
They do.
Oh, lordy. Something I didn't talk about with the wild shape while Ali rolls damage is the fact that you do get
5
points. 5. Excellent.
Yeah, you get you get extra hit points. It's good,
I guess
isn't
the
it?
reconfiguration, you could put the damaged bits back inside you if you went down to 0 hit points.
Oh, I love that.
Tenebris.
That's such a great explanation. I will say to Uriel, just to make sure he's gotten the gist of this, we should definitely go, and then I'm going to be sort of semi-pretending to push the cart. I'm using that as my cover. Oh, I'm here just pushing this cart, but I'm gonna cast Dissonant Whispers again. But I'm just gonna look around and pick a different target, basically, and try again.
Before you do that, we've missed something crucial. Uriel, you are holding your action to push, the cart, correct?
Yeah.
So
right,
you have moved the cart forward. You alone, Uriel, pushing the cart, and that is the only person who's there, can push it 10 feet with your action, which is all that you get. But if you use your movement and your action, which you can do if you don't hold your turn, you could have pushed it. You can add the two together to move 20 feet.
Okay.
So as it is, you've moved 10 feet. You were 20 feet away. Your cage box is now 10 feet from where the big melee is going down.
And Bubba's
So
pulling
this
as well, because Bubba was holding his action, and then Obadiah said,
Oh, you're absolutely
go.
right. You're absolutely right. So now
So
you are
they're
in
doing it
fact
together.
level. You are level with
Is
the
this good?
crush.
Okay.
That good or
Okay.
bad?
If we get
So-
past, once we get past, like, we're
Yeah.
not a target, right? We haven't done anything. We're just
The Panther
moving
and
around. We just
Obadiah
get
are the
past,
target. Yeah,
we're
okay,
fine.
yeah.
So Tenebris, you are in fact level with what's going on. Hiding behind, you now realise you can't hide behind because
Oh, no.
you are level with them.
I will make sure that I look very alarmed. That's quite easy. That I look like, oh, what's going on? We're just trying to get by. We're just innocent bystanders. Can I get round? Can I get between the cart and the edge of the bridge so that I can hide from them?
So-
no.
What are you trying? Are you using that as an action? Are you trying to hide?
No, I just want to move physically
Okay, well,
to a place where they don't have line of sight.
what you can do is roll a performance check to see if you
Yeah.
can style it out.
Style out the moving or
two
the
things-
casting.
There's
Yeah.
two things you're trying to do. One of them is to
Yeah,
look as
yeah.
though, oh, we're just pushing a thing. One of them is hiding. Which one do you want to do?
We're level with them, right? We're level
Uh-huh.
with them. They're not, and by level with them, we're on the bridge next to them. They are no longer in front of us. They are not blocking our way. Is that correct?
So you have pushed it into the gap left by the three people who
Yeah.
ran away and then ran back. Yeah.
So there is now no one ahead of us. There are people fighting on either side of us.
There
no
is
one
one
either...
person ahead of you. There is the guard
that one,
who
yeah.
has just taken a reaction on Infinity.
Yeah.
There's also the gang of halflings who are looking pretty mean.
For now, I'm gonna hold my. Can you hold spells as an action? Is that a thing?
If it's an action,
Can?
you can,
Yeah.
Okay.
You
so I'm
lose
gonna.
the spell even if you don't cast it.
Oh yeah. That's fine. I'm gonna hold a spell as an action.
I just want to make one more thing clear.
Yeah. Yeah.
The maximum range that you can move this crate prison
Yeah.
is 40 feet in one turn. But,
Oh.
and that's if two people use
Yeah.
both action and movement to
Yeah.
move it.
Great.
But if
yeah,
you
okay.
can't move it any further than that, adding more people
Yeah.
doesn't help.
Great. 40 feet, and that guard's 50 feet away. So yeah. Great. I'm gonna hold my
But
action.
that guard is not 50 feet; they are 30 feet away.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm holding my action to cast Dissonant Whispers on them if they look like they're going to stop us. I kind of think they won't because they got bigger issues, but
Okay,
I like it.
great. All right, Thang.
Right?
Get up off of that thing! What?
Thang, who is
Oh.
You ever woken up to James Brown as your alarm? It's like the most hype music to possibly start your day to.
No. But I wish I.
The
I wish-
powerlifters in Oxford used to have it on in their gym, and it was just like, yeah, I feel terrible.
Okay. Fang who is still at the front of the cart, is going to pull it another 10 feet, and then
Obadiah. I've got them confused now. Which one's gone with Obadiah?
it's very important which one.
Thang is attack. Oh no.
Okay. Thang is attacking. Thank you for being so honest with me.
Is what I thought.
Right, so Thang, seeing what's happened, seeing the guard in front of them, and seeing the captain run up to join them, looks over at Obadiah. All right, boss. You know what we're gonna do. Gonna go for another grapple on the guard.
Oh my god.
Rolls a 3.
Oh no!
We got fucking Bond grunts.
Other guard rolls a 2.
Obadiah, but people know who Obadiah is. This is going to be very bad for them.
Fang's
That's his
strength
choice.
is +2, guards is +1, so Fang grapples the guard.
Yay!
Grapples them and then uses half their movement
Yes!
and drags both of them
Yes!
off the edge of the bridge.
Yes!
And you hear...
Fang, sacrifice, love it.
Yes! Into
Wait,
the water.
Fang just sacrificed themselves.
He's not
Well,
dead.
they're
He's just in
fine.
the water.
They disappear, go rolling, tumbling over the edge of the bridge.
Start Skyfall.
Now, the next person up is...
He'll rock up on a
Uriel.
beach somewhere watching CNN in English for some reason. Uriel is going to be like, let's go.
Push!
And push, cart.
Little one!
Action and movement.
Action and movement. And it is just Team Fortress 2 in my head now. Uriel is
Is that a song?
like the heavy. No, Team Fortress 2 was a classic game.
But is it
I have played it.
And you had to push a cart in many game modes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Push cart on the point.
Now, how are you pushing this cart? Do you care how you're doing it? Are you trying to look inconspicuous?
Kind of cool.
Uriel and cool do not exist in the same sentence,
Don't do it
apart
with
from
one hand.
water cooling. Yeah, Uriel's just gonna no nonsense. Like, I guess we're moving this cart now, and push. Very obviously pushing a cart.
Everybody
We're
roll a
just people
performance check.
pushing a
Well,
cart.
no, just Uriel and Tenebris.
A performance check.
Baba.
I'm just people here
I eat performances for breakfast.
pushing a cart who have
my
nothing
roll of
to
a
do
4.
with all of this stuff going on.
Do you get a 4?
Yep.
Ah, yes, I got a 21. No, that doesn't
Baba got
really
a
help
9.
you, Uriel. Oh, okay. Well, I got a 21. So.
So, rolled against just a quick insight
One,
roll.
one.
Guard looks around at you, doesn't even see you. Looks back towards the fight. Oh my god. We gotta do this. They always said this day would come. Come on, Roger. I mean, Robert, I can't even remember my own name.
I'm obsessed with the guards not knowing each other's names.
And then
Their own name.
Roger Robert.
hightails it towards now the lone Obadiah stood on the bridge facing off against the guard captain and around
Yes!
and slinking around the legs of Obadiah an enormous metallic cat. The guard runs up, reaches where Obadiah is sat, and pulls out their baton, and again with this whip-like motion, almost like a baseball swing, but spiraling out in front of them, is going to attack, and that is going to hit. Does a lot. 8 points of damage to Obadiah.
Obadiah, if there was ever a time to power up.
The baton
Did you vote?
whips round and cracks Obadiah across the side of the head. Oh, you see, momentarily shaken, his eyes defocus just for a second, and then the muscles ripple taut. Down on one knee, looks up towards the guard. You're going to regret that, boyo. Strangely Irish there. Showing his roots. Next comes Baba. Baba takes this opportunity and will continue putting their full force into moving the cart, and now the cart has essentially left the battle, dissolved into the throng of people, and now you feel like as the people close around you, perhaps you have passed this threat. So now we reach Obadiah.
Obadiah.
How far away from them are we now? We went 40 and...
Hulk.
How far away
Hulk.
are we from Obadiah?
You are now 40, almost 50 feet, given the hypotenuse.
Okay.
Obadiah looks down at you, Infinity, looks up towards the guard captain, twirls the hammer in their hand, and then, with a wink, "You're not worth it," turns, disengages, and runs into the crowd.
Obadiah!
Dead.
Come, you'll never catch me.
Now,
You have to catch me first. I'm like a witch.
back
Oh my
up to
god,
the top of
Infinity's
the
got to
order.
shapeshift into a whippet at one point.
The captain.
Thank God we
As
don't have the
Obadiah-
viewership of Critical Role, because that would be fan art that people would make. The
As
Infinity
Obadiah flees into the mess of people around, you see the captain look down at you, Infinity, the thing which started all of this off, this strange metallic creature around its legs. Look towards Obadiah. You can see the calculators going on in their head. Well, one's better than none. You coming with me, sunshine? And then out comes the baton. It telescopes back in, and now they're just holding it with one hand. Backhands you across the head. That is a 15 to hit.
Mm-hmm. That hits.
Wait, is
And
your
that
AC,
will
what's your
be-
AC?
12.
Oh.
Whoa, that is 9 damage.
I am an Infinity again.
Oh no! You turn back. Oh no!
And with that, Infinity, you
Oh my god.
the strange liquid form of your metallic shape
no.
starts to rearrange itself almost against your will. You feel the claws retracting, the thigh muscles shrinking in, and you a slender creature once more. Your screens glowing with the excitement and intensity of what's just happened, and you find yourself standing slightly over, looking over the top of the guard captain, seeing your friends disappear into the crowd. That brings it to your turn, Infinity.
Oh.
Hello. I'm not gonna be quick enough. How far away is the crate?
You can see it disappearing away in front of you. It's 40 feet away now, but it's being swallowed up by the crowd.
I am going to. Wasn't expecting that one. La 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 la. I am going to stick my hand out and release my chemicals that I tried to do once on a very small little person before we went into a mine, and try and
Spurry
cast
pads!
whole person on the captain. Wisdom
person.
saving throw. DC is 14.
I thought the lady in the cage was that old lady, Spowy Pads, at first.
Oh yeah.
Would have been a hell of a reference. I'm just not that good of a. Just can't tie that one in. I'm sorry. It would have been a big old reveal.
Yeah, she was actually like a massively powerful psycho, but was just, you
Yeah.
know, like
Oh,
She was a
inhibiting
really
it.
important
Yeah.
part of the story. The guard captain rolls a 4. You feel as the chemicals start to take hold. You see them.
Sorry, that's not what I did to her anyway. It's a totally different spell. I was charm person before, this is whole person, but still, same difference. And then I
Completely
run in the other
compressed.
direction.
You run, following
But
Obadiah.
following the cart. But not
following
directly to the cart.
Stay away from us.
Yeah, I'm going like
Don't you
to
come near us.
I want to go off the bridge and I want to go down and try and hide under the bridge.
Make.
hide
You're
under
going
the
to
bridge.
take an attack of opportunity from the other guard who's there,
Bridge robot.
Am I? Oh
could
yeah, there's
become
another one. I
an
forgot there was another
infinitrol.
one.
but they
Yeah.
roll a 2, so no problem there. You make it past them, and now you find yourself up against, or 10 feet away from the cart. You're still just about visible from the bridge, but you're close to dissolving away.
That's fine.
Into,
And
the people.
yeah, and no bonus action, but just so you know, he's paralyzed for a minute as long as I maintain concentration, but he can make a wisdom save at the end of each of his turns to try and break it. But it's the end of his turn, so it's not until.
You have left behind you, at this point, 1 guard captain paralyzed.
Yeah.
2 guards shell-shocked but still unhurt. 1 guard has been taken into the mud flat over the bridge, and 1 guard is out for the count.
I'm no nap.
As the rest of you push the cart away, those 2 guards look at each other, look at their captain. What's the... so he makes a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah, again, yeah, at the end of his turn. It's 14 again.
At the end of his turn, right,
Yeah. So he at least loses 1 turn.
Okay. So, at the end of his turn, he... Where is it? Where's she gone? Where's it gone? Comes to. But at that point, the guards have waited to see if their captain will come back. It is your turn again, and you slip off, I assume. Into the
Yeah.
crowd.
Well, yeah, I want to, and because I have my thing that I've never actually used, which is because I am technically a wood elf in D terms.
Yes.
I have Mask of the Wild, which is the screens basically. I can attempt to hide even if there's nothing like to hide against, even if it's just like lightly dappled. So basically, if you'll let me, I'll just sort of use the people to try and like turn my screens almost like into mirrors of like what's around me. Like not mirrors, but like just like
movement
crowds on my screens and like
Absolutely. Oh, incredibly
That's
difficult to see.
very
Right, roll a
cool.
stealth check with advantage.
Like those, like the modern day invisibility cloaks.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're both the same. It's a 17.
Yeah, and without issue, you dissolve into the crowd, and we are out of combat.
And I'll just sort of vaguely follow where I can see the cart in the distance where it's going.
Yes, so you do, and we catch up with our cart moving through the festival.
We went through like a little convenience store for a second then. And we're back
We're
outside.
just in an elevator. Now, at this point, what I'm going to say is that we've got a little bit left to go. If anybody wants to take a little break, maybe a couple of minutes, if anybody needs that, we can do it.
I could
or we
certainly
can
go for a
push straight
comfort
on.
break.
I could go for a comfort break.
All right, let's just take a couple of minutes and then come
my
back
God.
because we've got places to be, people.
Ali was just like, I thought they'd be dead by now.
We're not though. Hooray!
Right, we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere. We'll continue in just a couple
We'll
of
go
minutes.
pee if you want.
Yeah, we're not a cop. All right, bye.
He killed us off screen.
We're all dead. You're speaking to you from beyond the grave.
Speaking to us from beyond
Avengers!
Having made your way past this bridge obstacle, you've lost Obadiah. You've lost Fang. It is you, 3, and Bubba. And you push on. You know where you're headed. You're headed towards Warehouse 3 of the Wharf Key. And you know how you have to get there. The route takes you down Peachtree Avenue all the way to Sunset Square, and Warehouse 3 is just off there.
What lovely names. What could possibly go wrong?
I know, it's idyllic, isn't it? So, as I just find my...
I think like before we were kind of disguising the crate as part of the festival, and we were like, yay, festival. I think certainly Tenebris is no longer really looking very yay festival. Like as we're going, as she's pushing, she's just a bit more like, oh my God. And less like, we are just part of this fun festival.
Just looking like I've had a bad trip at this festival.
Oh yeah, that's good, yeah.
I'm in the middle of a bad trip.
I've taken all of my clothes off and just run.
So, you enter a little tiny opening. Not a little tiny opening. You enter an opening that leads you towards basically the top end of Peachtree Avenue. You're standing at one end of this long tree-lined street. At the far end is Sunset Square, and that's where you're headed. Now, Peachtree Avenue, as you look down it, is a riot of colour and sound. Down the centre of the street, you can see a long line of floats rolling, surrounded by dancers and sound systems blaring out this hugely energetic dancing, emotional music. The floats, on top of the floats, they're using holograms and rickety robots all thrown together and kind of zany sculptures to depict fey deities in outrageous scenes. Stealing, you can see one of a small kind of cherubic looking figure stealing the great atom hammer from the war god Grunk of the Armada. You especially, you all would be familiar with Grunk. You see another, a willowy looking, sort of like a cross between an octopus and like a tree, some sort of strange sort of moving kind of dryadic kind of figure, seducing the leaders of the human Seraph Council in Gunka. All these strange mythological stories depicted in these bizarre kind of bobbing floats moving down this street, surrounded by these dancers and procession and musicians. Above all, among the floats, along with everything else, you can make out strange robotic creatures walking and pacing with the humans around them.
Oh shit.
You see a mechanical horse with a great forehead spike pushing out into the air. You see strange wood metal hybrid human figures daintily processing along with the humans. And above all of this, you see tottering these great spider-like platforms that you had seen being constructed in the couple of days beforehand. They walk gingerly between the ramshackle buildings of the town, their great legs coming down and forcing and deforming the buildings around them. And there are ropes and ladders all trailing down from them to the ground, and you see revelers constantly climbing up, forcing up, and falling down off the platforms on the top, only to be caught by the revelers around them and to scurry back up again. Along the sides of the street, you see the Water Watch spread out, watching the parades and crowds as they pass through. You need to get down this avenue to reach Sunset Square.
Keep going. Try not to draw attention. Just look like we're having a lovely time.
Alright, everybody roll a stealth check.
Debris, stop looking like you're having a bad trip.
What?
Just act natural.
What does natural like?
You know, just like mindless, like all the people here. Just look happy.
Non-natural 20.
What was this? A stealth check?
Mm-hmm.
Let me just add my modifier to that. Yeah, it's a 5.
Uh-oh.
I got a 7.
Subtle like a brick.
I am subtle, like a slightly subtler
I'm quite subtle today, actually.
You guys are
Go
feeling
away,
a
you're
little
not
bit-
near us. Don't
You guys
be
are
near
feeling
us.
a little bit shell shocked by what's happened, but you think you've probably got this. You can probably blend in. Your movements are a little bit shaky, but you push on. How are you arranged? Who's at the back and who's joining Thang at the front?
I think Infinity is
Bubba,
probably
sorry.
still hanging back and not going anywhere near.
Yeah.
So that probably makes sense for the non-nat 20 with her being like, oh, hi, I'll be back here. And no one will know.
I think Uriel would still be at the back. Wouldn't want to take point.
Then Tenebris, you're at the front. Bubba leans over. Oh, what happened to the boss?
I saw. Can I assume I saw?
Yeah.
They were Thang went over a bridge and then Obadiah ran in the other direction so that they would not catch him.
Oh God, I'm glad they both made it. We'll see if they catch up to us, but I think we're gonna need them if we're gonna make it through this one. They
Really?
look around themselves.
What do we need to do?
Well, you see that? Points towards the purple-clad figures standing on the sides of the street. Now, I might tell we left a couple of, maybe 2 or 3 of them still standing back there. They're gonna be in contact. They'll know something's just happened. They're gonna be on alert. They're gonna be watching. I don't know if they know about this cart, but
Yeah, not for us. They won't watch for us. They will be watching for like Obadiah and Infinity and Thang.
I surely hope so. As you make your way down this avenue, how are you doing it? Tell me your strategy.
Can I-
What are you doing?
Just before that, can I?
Bold of you to assume we have one.
Is Infinity within 30 feet?
Yeah, I would be
yeah.
keeping close. Yeah.
I'm gonna look around for Infinity, and sort of take my hand off the cart for long enough to sort of do some twiddles and try and telepathically speak to you, and say, Infinity, don't come be with us and hide, and they will all talk to each other, and then they might be looking for you right now. Do you see? They're everywhere. They'll all be looking for you.
Right. Understood. I'll stay back here, but I'll keep an eye on you.
Oh, thank you.
Are you okay?
Yeah, this is fine. This
Can you
is
keep
good.
talking backwards and forwards? What is this?
Yeah, for like 3 minutes.
Oh, awesome.
So how have you been?
Had a good day. I'm not having to speak out loud when I do this. I'm just thinking it.
Yeah, good. Don't speak out loud. That will look weird.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, basically. Don't.
Infinity's
Yeah.
doing real poses with her face.
Have
as
you
she
ever
does
thought
it.
about security
voguing.
whilst communicating telepathically? NordVPN.
Not sponsored, but please.
But seriously, NordVPN. No. So think you are moving down this street. In the center are all these floats and these dancers and these kind of musicians and everything, and on the sides are the kind of hordes of people gathering around them. So where are you moving through? What are you trying to do?
Are we?
I mean,
Skipper,
Uriel's
do you
just
think-
going to be
are we
pushing the cart. Uriel
Yeah,
is not
we're
making
trying to
executive
move
decisions.
with the majority of the crowd. I would say we're not trying to necessarily look like we are one of the main important floats, because we're not a good float. But if the floats are forging the path, we could try and we're not going to be right at the edge where people are stopped and looking because we need to move. So we are just being we're just trying to get somewhere with some festival stuff, oh, bad time to be going, but oh well, let's try and keep moving and don't mind us. Oh.
All right.
Is this the cantina music?
No, not in any way, shape, or form. So, you move down the street, surrounded by these hordes of people reveling, and above your heads, the flickering holographic images of the creatures above you. The Water Watch near you. What's everyone's passive perception?
Plus 16.
11.
Plus 16, just 16.
Infinity. You notice that as you pass the guards, they are peering over the top of the crowd. They are actively looking for something, it seems. And whenever your crate, which is quite unusual because you're pushing through the people side, this is the throng of people, rather than the actual float section. Whenever they see your crate moving through, they look at it with some suspicion.
Is this within the 3 minutes after Tenebris contacted me in my brain?
Yes.
Tenebris, the guards, they're paying attention to the cart. I can
We do.
try something, but
You already put flowers on it. What more do they want?
just be wary, keep an eye on them.
Okay, I'll keep saying hi to you so then you can talk to me, okay?
That would be great. I enjoy this.
Female
We could do this
heroes.
when Uriel's asleep. We could have conversations in our heads, and then we wouldn't wake him up.
Oh, they were like that before at school. Like, I always thought, yeah, like, why don't the kids in school, we could have like secret messages, and they
Right.
didn't want to. And I was like, well, they're missing out on being
Maybe
able
we
to
should
have
come up with a
some
secret language too,
messages
because I just
with
learned a new
me.
language, so we could learn lots of new languages together. We could have our
Okay.
own language. It could be Tenetity. Doesn't work, does it? Tenebris 6000.
6,000 language. Okay.
Meanwhile, Euro's just at the back going, pushing cart. Just gonna talk to myself. Hope no one notices.
No, just do be careful, and if they start moving towards you, I'll try and create another distraction.
Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Woo.
Okay.
I might relay this to what's his name?
To
Bubba.
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 Next to me, like, hey, those guards are like really apparently looking at us. Oh well.
Infinity, were you planning on doing something? Did I?
No. But I would like to look out for Obadiah.
Okay, roll a perception check.
And on that 20.
Okay, you scan the crowd, searching for the familiar face of Obadiah. You see no one that matches that description as far as you can tell. That gait, that presence, is not there. Tenebris, as you walk next to Bubba, through the crowd, you hear something. Something unwanted that you've heard before. Hello again. How exciting.
Jesus.
How very, very exciting. Tell me, little one, how did it feel? How did it feel reaching into the mind of another, twisting it, turning it, making them feel and think and do as you will?
Go away. I'm not listening to you. And also, that was just like one time, and I absolutely had to, okay? And I don't do that anymore, so it's not even doesn't even count. So shush.
You know, we were never properly introduced, I believe. When you're friends, it makes sense to know each other's name. Right. I remember, friends. I remember how you do it. I say, hello, how do you do? My name is the Varnos Serifact. And who are you?
I'm not your friend. I'm not listening, and I'm not your friend, and I'm not going to be friends with you.
Don't make me reach in there and find out. Won't you introduce yourself, please?
No. Oh God. I'm not listening. Go away.
At that point, you feel a ripple
Oh no.
Oh, fuckity fuck.
in the covering, like the blanket of your slime mold friends around you. You feel some sort of pulse pass through you, reach into your mind, your brain, and it suddenly strikes you that maybe this is how other people feel when you reach into their minds.
No.
Tenebris, I knew it anyway, I knew it. Listen, Tenebris, watch this. And then, looking in front of you, you see a young man, nicely dressed, moving a little bit self-consciously. They're wearing cowboy boots, and they've clearly done their hair very nicely. Sort of bopping along, looking at the crowd, walking next to someone. And you see them suddenly stumble. And then their head flops to one side and their arms flop down. And they turn around, spinning on their heel to look at you, dead in the eyes, Tenebris. And you can see behind the irises nothing. You don't know if they've seen you or can even see you. They're standing there in the road as you walk towards them. Are you doing anything?
I will say to her in my head, no, what are you doing? Stop it. Stop it.
Very well. As you reach them, they crumple to the floor.
Can I try and catch them if it's just as we reach them?
Yeah, roll an athletics check.
Oh.
I knew it. I knew this would happen.
Creepy shit.
Go full wonder.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That was a natural 1 for a -1.
Oh, you no!
With a flat 0, they just fall on top of you. And you're now trapped underneath them both on the floor as the cart pushes its way over you.
Over?
Well, the suspensors carry it
Oh,
over you. You
no.
don't feel much.
Oh no.
The body is completely limp and heavy on top of you.
Oh, hey, Tenebris. What are you doing down there? What are you doing on the floor?
Help me, help.
Okay, I help Tenebris up.
Great. Yes, you pull her up.
I'm
Who's that person?
I'm gonna
Did you kill someone?
I'm gonna find out if they're alive. I'm trying to see if they're alive. Do they have a pulse? Are they breathing? Oh god.
Okay, roll a medicine check.
I'm just gonna keep pushing the cart. Don't get too far back.
19. From 19.
You reach for the pulse. You feel nothing.
No. What do I have?
Reach for their head, and in the unnatural heat of the day, everything is hot. There is sweat everywhere, and they are slick and difficult to hold. But what you feel instead is relaxation of the brow. And it feels like there's no movement in the face, there's no pulse, there's no heartbeat.
I've made them a good berry. As soon as she gave me the berries, I'll feed them a berry. I'll try and like mush it into their mouth. Yeah, sorry. I'll stick with that.
You try and feed them this berry. You force it into the mouth. There's nothing. You see the berry burst and the juice trickle. You assume down their throat, but nothing.
The flash we
happens.
talked about in the DnDebrief.
Oh, like a lifesaver.
You see a slight flash, maybe under the skin of where their gullet is, and still nothing.
Infinity.
Yeah,
Infinity, help!
Yes. I'll come over.
Where are you going?
No, Tenebris, what? Oh. Can I do a medicine check to see if they're dead?
Absolutely, roll a medicine check.
So dead. Oh God.
It's not great. 13.
They are dead.
Tenebris, I'm sorry.
No, you have to make them. You have to do something.
Would I know if there's anything I can do to bring them back?
You can make a medicine check, but you know that they are dead. They're not knocked out. And
They're not unconscious. They are.
They're not unconscious. They are dead.
Tenebris, I'm sorry. What happened? Who are they?
We have to go. We have to go away from here. They weren't with a friend, were they? They were just on their own.
No, they were on their own.
We should take them to someone.
As you are having this conversation, Tenebris, in your head, you hear, See, friend. See what I can do, what I was not doing, but you helped me do. Leave me. You must leave me. I must be free.
I am going to just leave Infinity and this boy. I'm just gonna start chasing after the car. I'm not gonna reply to Infinity. And in my head, I'm gonna say to her, like, okay, we will free you, but not here. We have to go to we'll have to go to this warehouse, and then just once we get to the warehouse.
Liar! You think I don't know? You don't see? I see everything. I see it all. You know who I am? I've told you. I am the Varna's artifact. I've seen worlds crumble. I've seen the beginning of stars. I am trapped here and you must free me! You hear the screech in your mind.
I don't know how. I don't know. I don't know what do you want me to do?
So simple. Release me from my bonds. Release me from my cage.
And what will you do? And what will you do to the people? You killed that boy. Why did you do that?
Death. Death is nothing. Simply a transition, a difference of state. You must know this. People. What are people? Nothing. Simply immaterial. When you see the beauty, the magnificence of space, the void, the unnaturalness of it.
No, you can't kill people. You're not allowed to kill people.
I will do as I please.
I won't help you hurt people.
You will. You will. And then the voice just disappears and you're left with this music around you, this chaotic scene, these revelry, these people losing themselves in this joyous moment, feeling the chaotic but also the deification, the godlike vibes from the heavens around them, surrendering themselves. So, Infinity, with your passive perception,
Holding dead child.
you're holding the dead child, you sense figures beginning to converge on you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Purple-clad figures moving towards you.
I'm going to pick up the child and turn to them. Figures, this is. And
Oh God.
you have to help me.
What's happened here?
He collapsed. I don't. He's hurt. I need to get him to safety.
What are you doing with that? What is that thing? Hey,
It's.
you step down. You put that boy down. You hear me? You step back.
Immediately put him down, put my hands up, and step away.
Two purple-clad figures standing in front of you, both with hands on their batons. One crouches down, looks up at you, looks down. He's dead. This kid's dead.
That's what I was trying to tell you.
You both take out their batons. You got to come with us. You're coming with us right now.
I'll start walking with them.
Okay. Both. One walks in front of you. One walks behind you. They are walking you towards the side of the parade. You push your way through the people pushing past you left, right, and you see coming up towards you, they're taking you towards an alley. One of the alleys off the edge of Sunset Square, of the Peachtree Avenue.
Is someone with the child?
There ain't no point being with that child now.
You can't just leave him on the road.
You listen to me, and you feel a smack on the back of your head.
I'm casting Flame Blade.
Oh god.
A flaming sheet of metal extends its way out of your arm. Dear God, what the hell? And they both pull out their batons around you. You hear people start to scatter, and they push around you. With a natural 20 that you rolled, no, non-natural 20 that you rolled earlier. You think you see for just a half a second the glint of sunlight off the sweat of a bald head within the crowd.
Yeah. So, Flame Blade is a bonus action, and I'm just going to swing at one of them.
Before you do that, meanwhile, back of the cart.
Push in the cart. Wonder where the others have gone.
Uriel, you are pushing the cart. You can hear Bubba at the other side just humming to himself. I'm gonna make it through this. Gonna see my wife. I'm gonna make sandwiches. And then over the top of you, a shadow falls for a second as one of these spider-like platforms makes its unsteady way. Striding over you towards Sunset Square, where all these things seem to be just joining and meeting. Next, on the other side, Tenebris, you're on the other side of the cart as well.
Yeah, so I'm gonna run up, catch up with the cart. Tenebris is just like looks frantic, and just sort of like half crying, half like terrified. But I'm gonna say, we have to go faster. We have to go away. We have to go away from the people. We have to get away from the people. Uriel.
Wait, okay, well, I mean, I'm just pushing the cart. Hang on, what? The people behind us? The ones that we left behind?
All the people, all the crowds of the people. This is gonna kill everyone.
Wait, okay, right. I'm gonna keep pushing the cart, but when you say she's gonna, who's gonna kill him?
I'm
Infinity with a fiery arm behind you.
I'm not. Yeah, sorry, Infinity. Sorry.
You guys can't
just
see
like soft focus
in
the background of the shot. You just see bodies being thrown.
Her. I'm gonna come up next to Uriel. I'm gonna be like sort of pushing the cart with them. I'm gonna be like grabbing their like arm a little bit close into them, and I'm gonna say, I gave her the powers, and she the lady in the cage, she killed someone. The cage doesn't work anymore because I gave her my friends. Now we are. Wait.
Slow down. Remember what the first rule was. The first rule was do not listen to anything the lady says. So it doesn't matter what she says, just ignore it. We're going to keep on going, and we're not going to do anything with the cage because that was not the parameters we were given. We're going to move this cage through the crowd, and we're going to deliver it. Simple.
She can kill us through the cage.
Well, if she wanted to kill us through the cage, then we'd be dead already.
She can kill other people through the cage.
Well, that doesn't sound so bad.
should have seen that answer coming. Can we go any faster, please?
Well, we probably could if you put your back into it. So let's just move the cage, shall we?
I'm gonna stop pushing.
You three, Tenebris, Uriel, and Baba, keep pushing the cage. You're now a good halfway down. It's taken you about an hour to get this far. Good halfway down the avenue, pushing your way forward. We go back to Infinity. You are on the edge of this crowd. You're just a few people away from seeing down this alley to which they've been leading you. And you've stopped and drawn your flame blade just before you reach the critical point of leaving the parade, basically, and moving out into the back streets.
I'll say, life is precious, and you left that boy in the middle of the road, and I'm just going to swing at one of them.
Roll an attack.
We haven't cast this.
Life is precious, and now I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, life is precious, and I'm going to take yours.
She's got a... that is a 16 to hit.
16.
Mm-hmm.
That hits. Roll damage.
3d6. That's good.
You feel the white-hot flame of the sword as you spin it around your head. You can feel the heat of the weapon actually coming down the your metallic arm and entering your body itself. You feel the power, and you realise in this moment you are, if nothing else, a sheer cold-blooded weapon when you need to be.
Yeah, it's 14 damage.
What?
With a single flaming strike, you cut through from shoulder down through to hip, and you sever one guard in half, instantly cauterizing the wound. The two halves slide away, fall to the floor. The other guard looks up and you, my God, what are you? And then they're going to turn and get the hell out of there. They're going to nope out. They turn, they disengage from you, and they run 30 feet, and they run towards the back alley, and you can hear them screaming, "Reinforcements! Reinforcements! We got a lot of one! Help! Help!"
Okay, and as I'm gonna duck to get so they can't see me down the alley, and I'm gonna wild shape into a rat.
Does Infinity, like, is there the same amount of volume? Is it just like a really dense rat? Is the mass conserved?
Yeah, we haven't really ever said how heavy it is, but I like to think, yeah, quite a dense rat. Yeah.
Like the rat tries to scurry from one beam to another and just like falls through.
You suck your shape together, and suddenly boom, you're surrounded by this forest of moving legs, stampeding, moving away from you. Heavy boots, thick-soled shoes. You can see bits of dirt and pieces of metal lining the pavement. You can hear when the vibrations of the street now are enough to basically shake you off your feet. This is so intense. At that point, a hand reaches down to pick you up. What do you do?
Is it? I feel like I know who it is. I'll like look up, do my rat point again, and
roll a perception check. It is hard to see what is going on with all of this happening.
13.
I feel like the sound itself is so loud that it's vibrating your body as a little tiny rat. So it is difficult. You're seeing sort of things with a vibration filter on them. So with a 13, you can see a hand. The hand seems familiar. That's about all you get.
I'll let myself be picked up. I'll be like, oh.
Familiar hand.
And you are dropped into a pocket.
Oh. Okay.
And you can feel yourself moving through the crowds. You hear voices around you. You know what happened there? I don't know. Listen, I'll tell you what. I bet it was a visitation by the Lord Mother himself. And then you hear different voices coming and going, and you hear behind you, I saw her here. I saw her. She's here. And then a much deeper voice. Oh, we're going to find her. We're going to find her. And then the voices pacing away as you find yourself being drawn towards, in a direction you don't know, but further away from the scene of your crime. As that is happening, back at the crate.
Dude.
Infinity. No.
No.
To the other one.
Wait, other one.
We still go. I'm starting to think you are not my friend. My friends all died so long ago. I thought you could be that for me, but no. Well. This is continuing to Tenebris. It's almost like a soft kind of background to everything that's happening around you. As that happens, Uriel.
Yep.
Who is carrying the slates?
Uriel definitely had.
I had the jobbing slate, and Tenebris had the one for communication.
And we gave the other one to Thingy.
Yes,
on the boat.
I have the one that's paired with Constance. Yes,
and Uriel has the other.
That's the one.
Tenebris.
Yeah.
A noise cuts through this babble going on in the back of your head.
Constance to Tenebris.
Have a good time.
Constance to Tenebris.
Have a good time.
We done made it out. We done found you. We're coming. We see you. We're gonna get to see the festival together. It's gonna be glorious.
Should have seen that coming.
And with that, we will leave it.
No, we won't!
You're gonna kill her, and I'm gonna kill you, Ali. No, Jesus fucking Christ!
Oh no!
Oh no, she can't be here.
The Flat Waters RSVP.
I didn't do this. You wanted this.
No, we didn't. At no point did we say, yeah, we want our friends to be put in range of Scarlet Witch.
Oh.
Hey, can you change the music? What's the
Who's having the DnDebrief?
calming music? Right, wait. Let's. Okay, first off.
Well done, Ali. That was really good.
Thank you.
Amazing, you guys.
First off, that was yes, an excellent episode. Thank you very much, everyone. Now we have great excitement building because next week is in fact our season finale for this second chapter of Dungeons and Dragons and Science and our adventures on Braxigantu. We're going to be taking a break to do some one-shots, to take some holidays over the summer, to do all sorts of exciting things before picking up the adventure again. Now, given that next week is our last Braxigantu campaign episode for a while, Ali, do you want to run long and not do a D&D brief?
Oh.
I would like that. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We can chat of opportunity if needs must.
Yeah.
There's always opportunity for a chat.
Right, so next week's season finale and full D&D the whole time.
All the D&D. All the time.
We haven't got it pinned down exactly what will be happening after that, but we do have the week after that. So we stream every Wednesdays from 7 p.m. And on 7 p.m. Wednesday, the 8th of June, it will be
my birthday.
My buffer.
It will be Grace's birthday, but also a year since we first. Is it since we did the one shot?
Braxigantu. So
a year of our Braxigantu.
That was April, the one shot.
Wow.
God, how come you guys are still only level 3? How did you manage that?
How did we
rise to it, everyone? He's doing it on purpose. Just
he's
let it go.
To wind us up.
Let it go. Fine. So yeah, the 8th of June anniversary special will be a very fun and wacky one shot of some kind, which you don't need to have seen any of the rest of the campaign to watch. So definitely put that one in your diaries. 7 p.m. UK time.
I said, and it's my birthday.
Wish Emily Bates, happy birthday on your social media of choice.
Yeah. What are our accounts on those social medias?
Because we're going to be posting about the anniversary special, about the season finale, about all of our exciting science-themed one-shots with special guests.
Exciting plans.
So many exciting plans. We're going to be posting about them on social media. That is the best way to keep up with what the heck is going on. So I strongly suggest you follow at RPGeeks DnD.
Daddy
RPG.
Norovirus Daddy.
Daddy Norovirus Daddy. Can we talk about Obadiah? Oh,
Obadiah fucks.
Obadiah. Yeah.
Daddy Obadiah.
I wasn't expecting to feel that way.
I mean, the captain had some moves as well. Let's not
Well, Captain versus Obadiah, that could have been a serious thing. That could have gone down.
The captain reminded me of Woody from Toy Story. He was like the sheriff.
He was a bit confused for early doors.
There's a Star Panther in my boot.
That's what I was thinking. Oh my gosh, if you want to catch up on any of the chapter 1 or chapter 2 episodes, it's all laid out on our website so that you can kind of see the order of the stories and the there's also a chapter 1 summary there. That's rpgeeks.co.uk. Or of course we've got everything up on YouTube or podcasts. So our YouTube channel is youtube.com/rpgeeksdnd again. And for the podcasts, just search RPGeeks. Maybe throw in Dungeons and Dragons.
We're on
in there.
Samsung podcasts now.
Is that even a
That's
thing?
a thing?
I don't know. It said, would you like to be added to Samsung podcasts? And I was like, yes, we would. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Samsung.
Yeah. So we're going to sign off there, I think. So for the official recording, if you're with us live on Twitch, if you join us, you get extra content. So I also recommend
really good content. It's really
because we're hanging around on Twitch for a little bit. Sometimes etymology happens. It's great.
Sometimes.
Oh, we didn't get the corner. What happened to etymology corner?
Wait, they were sprinkled throughout.
We had some
in the DnDebrief.
We had all sorts.
Was Tittle Tattle
just
us?
We started.
That might have just been before we started. That's why you should join live. You missed
That's
out
why
on
you should join on Twitch.
premiere content.
Find out the etymology of Tittle Tattle. Okay, all right. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.